All right, shalom, y'all. Before I start, gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakurash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all of the like to Akim. While Aqua, learning, teaching, truth, and sincerity. Another video from the Spirit. Hey, I'm actually on the move right now. I'm just walking it out, you know, so forgive the background noises and the heavy breathing. Hey, our elders and apostles, you know, they be hitting their miles, getting it in. Ain't no excuse for the young man. But with this video, y'all came across this thing, this 67 kid shit. And right now you have this little trend going around. Now some of the clips, right, are AI, but presumably this one was authentic, the original one. And so now all the little kids are running around talking about 6'7", y'all. And this is why the scriptures say, you know, we're gonna have to go to it. You know, train up a child in the way that he should go, right? Sirach 30:3. When you teach your son, you grieve the enemy. Esau Edom has used his media to brainwash people to do and believe all kinds of things. And they start young, y'all. The manipulation of the mind and the body. And that's quite frankly what this is. It ain't nothing new, but just highlighting to y'all, hey look, us brothers in this truth, if you have children in your life, right, mama ain't completely cut you off from them. It's your responsibility to raise them up to the best of your ability in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Otherwise, the Lord will do it for you, and you might not like the result. Let's go.
Who is this 12-year-old that is going viral for saying 6'7"? This is Maverick Trey Villain, aka the 6'7" kid.
The nigga's last name has villain in it. Come on, man.
And after becoming a meme, the 6'7" kid upgraded his hair by getting a perm. The 6'7" kid also announced he is starting a new podcast called What Did 6 Say to 7? Will you listen to the 6'7" kid's new podcast?
Now, that number holds significance because we know that, hey, what's 2 divided by 3, y'all? 66.6666667, right? Now, numbers are just numbers at the end of the day, but we know that that number represents 2 things, right? The amount of our people that's going to be destroyed in Babylon, and also the 3 digits that Esau loves to deal with, right? Now we know. Now I'm not getting that. So don't get it confused with that Revelation 13, where it says here's his number, right? 3 scores. Was it 3 scores 16:6? It's deeper than that, right? That scripture's dealing with the fulfillment of taking his mark. But we know that these people, Edom, they have an obsession with that number, y'all, and they love to promote satanic culture. So are you gonna, you know, let your kids get involved in this or what? And this how Esau gets you. See, he doesn't need to blow you up anymore if he can just brainwash everybody. Let me get this. That's why, y'all, we're supposed to train up our children in the way of the law of the scriptures. Let me go to that Proverbs verse. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. What is the way that the Hebrews are supposed to train their children up in? Let's go back to the law and let's see, y'all. Like I said, excuse the labored breathing, getting my paces in. This might be a new thing, y'all. I might make this a new trend instead of just listening to bullshit ass music, you know. We do the work everywhere at all times, y'all. We're getting close to the end. Deuteronomy 6. I'm gonna start at give me 1 second. All right, right here we're gonna start at Deuteronomy 6, and I'll start at verse 1 actually. It says, now these are the commandments, the statutes and judgments which Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it. Now remember, Deuteronomy is the 2nd book of the law. It was given to the Jakes, to the Israelites, after the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. You know, their fathers had to die off. Moses' generation, and the law was reinstated to the ones who grew up. You know, presumably they're in their 40s plus and under now, right? So they're being reminded that these laws that were given to you, this is how you're going to live once you get into the land. Verse 2, that thou mightest fear the Lord thy power, to keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. So us, the Israelites, we have a way of life, and we were constantly supposed to teach it throughout the generations. We have our own identity. Here in this captivity, we've been stripped of our identity on purpose by the Edomites, the so-called white man. Hence, now our people act and live in a degenerate fashion because we broke away from our way of living. Deuteronomy 6 and 7. Oh yeah, and on my main channel, I'm gonna put up another video. I got suspended for a week, so I'm gonna be using this backup channel for about 3 months, y'all. 90 days. Let that strike go away. Ain't gonna risk it. All right, Deuteronomy 6 and 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And that's what we're supposed to be. We're cultivated and nurtured in our way of life. The law, statutes, and commandments. What you can eat, what you can't eat, right? Hey, keep it easy. The 10 Commandments. Thou shalt have no God before me. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, nor bow down to it to serve it. Thou shalt honor the Sabbath. Thou shalt honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not covet that which is thy neighbor's. Thou shalt not swear falsely. Right? The basics, but our fundamentals and foundation. Esau, Edom is stripping the young ones of that on purpose. That's what, phones in their face all day, watching trends, right? Sexual innuendos, colors that induce different wants out of the body, right? Red and yellow make a nigga hungry. Colors like green and blue make you serene, right? Colors like, you know, a laid back brown make you want to go to sleep, right? You lay back on the lazy boy, light brown bitch. Esau Edom knows these things, and he's done a good job in implanting it in our people's minds. That's why you go to scriptures like this. This is one of my favorites. I quote it a lot. Surah 30 and 3. He that teacheth his son, he grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. When you train up your young ones the right way, they cannot be brainwashed into living in a manner that is against their people. Even the heathen, right? You take a you know, Elamite, East Indian, raise him up in Kali, all that bullshit, and that's how they live their whole life, y'all. Stinking, smelling like curry, right? Eating naan bread. They live their whole life like that. Why? Because that's how they were raised up. Us, the Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we've been stripped of our way of life. So now you're living like the fucking heathen, and the enemy loves it. Let me get I'm gonna jump down a little bit. You jump right here. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. Because eventually, you know, you go on and pass on. But what? Your offspring is supposed to uphold the dignity of the lineage, right? We failed from that, y'all. You know, David held it down. Then what? Solomon gave it to idolatry. You know, Rehoboam came next. He did his thing. You know, then the sons started coming all down the line. Some did decent, some did fucking horrible. This is why, y'all, when we get to the kingdom, we'll be perfect, and our offspring will never be led astray in their mind or body by the enemy. So let's go back here. I got another clip. Damn it.
Makes her first.
Now, I believe this is authentic. I don't believe this is AI. I think it's real because Oakland is a team out here in Michigan, y'all, Oakland County. So I believe this is authentic.
The kids really want this next basket, Jonathan. Oh, I understand. Understand. It makes the second. There you go. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I mean, why not, right? Why not? What? What an atmosphere. Cold.
And the parents are ignorant and none the wiser. And the kids are celebrating things that are tied to the left-hand side. This is happening live time in your fucking face. We're not crazy. This is why you had that dude, you know, he was on that podcast with Cam Newton, and he threw up the cornerstone. And oh boy, I think his name's something Wilson. He said, I ain't throwing that sign up, bro. He said, you too old to know. You know damn well that's an occultist hand symbol. Cam Newton, nigga. No, nigga. These things have effect in our world. When you have your children quoting, worshiping, and throwing up demonic hand signs, you should not be surprised when they begin to do demonic things in the world. Come on. And I got another video I'm gonna play too. Now, it's not necessarily directed towards that 6-7 shit, but just further showing you that they love to target the children, y'all. Let me get one more scripture. Let's go back. This shit ain't no fucking game, man. We playing for keeps. And the enemy is playing with your kids for keeps. Motherfucker, grow up and become something unrecognizable to you, man. Deuteronomy 6:20. And when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power hath commanded you, then shalt thou say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. 1 second, y'all. And the Lord showed us signs and wonders, great and sore, upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from hence, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he sware unto our fathers. We were supposed to teach our offspring the truth in the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from beginning to end, y'all. And we don't do that. And since we haven't been doing that, Esau Edom has been able to manipulate us horribly. Now, obviously, right, things are a bit out of our hands. You have the government, family law, family court, all that bullshit. But for the brothers, you know, if you have access to your children, you know, you give them little by little what they can handle, what's appropriate. Obviously, you don't give them so much so they're not running around in 3rd grade talking about the white man's a devil, you know. You give them piecemeal. Hey son, you're special. We're God's people. We have to live a special way from the other kids. You know, you break it down to them in a way that makes it seem cool to a kid. And as they get older, you get more and more real with them. By the time they 12, it ain't jokes and games no more. Hey, that's your enemy, young man. We got to move smart. Right now, they're over us. And hey, y'all, I've seen it. You know, there's certain brothers, they were younger than me when they came in. Young. And their fathers that are in this truth raised them upright. And now some of them brothers is in camps now, man. Good, young, noble soldiers. And that's how it's supposed to be. Everybody else raises their children, right? We can do the same and don't got to be ashamed of it. One more clip.
Shoot, I forgot it's Halloween.
Trick or treat.
Happy Halloween. Here you go.
You know, here it is, a little bastard want candy rather than real food. Who's behind that, y'all? Who taught your youngins to love all these colorful cancer-causing ass foods. Are you gonna feed it to them like a dummy? Or are you gonna actually try to get in the kitchen and cook some shit for your kids, for your children, I should say. Kids is the word for goats. You know, don't let Esau dictate your offspring's life. If you have them in your possession, if you have that ability to deal, y'all, do so right.
So I'm officially a doctor of gender studies.
Who has the best girlfriend ever?
Imagine walking down the street being like, oh my god, she's so gorgeous. Not knowing that I used to be a man.
Males are showing the more female-like pattern.
The average 30-year-old man today has the same testosterone as the average 50-year-old did prior to about 2000.
Their favorite little snacks and treats, slowly stripping them of their manhood, chemically shrinking their testosterone, and mentally stooping them, right? Filling their minds up with excess metals, which slow down your cognitive function. This is not a joke. This is not a game. Esau Edom is directly attacking your fucking offspring. This is real shit.
This candy's got my mouth watering.
And then you have these sons of bitches promoting it to them for money. This is why y'all, hey, watch over thy children. Just gonna say, watch over thy daughter, watch over your sons too. Don't let them be watching these bullshit faggots online. Real shit. Man, shift. Turn on Power Rangers for their ass. You know, I give them that young manly shit. You know what I'm saying, man? Give them some Samurai Jack. Give them some shit, give them some He-Man, something better than this silly ass, goofy, effeminate, toxic shit that they're being fed on purpose to pollute their minds and bodies. The enemy hath done this. Like it says in Matthew.
Like that?
We can build the new.
Those are the videos on YouTube that get millions of views. Who's the #1 consumer? Children. People who do content that caters toward children, they make the #1, they make the big bucks on YouTube. It's not by accident.
New social contract, integrating the next generation. We can change our behavior.
Our hormones have been altered for far too long. Since childhood, our exposure to hormone disruptors have penetrated every facet of our lives. The IV Food app scans for seed oils, artificial ingredients, microplastics that disrupt your hormones.
Hey, so this is real, y'all. And the IV app ain't gonna fix it. Only one that can fix it is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But now that you're armed with this knowledge, you gotta teach the little ones, man. You gotta teach your little ones. If you got them in your life, y'all know it's a little bit of an extra burden. That's why y'all, hey, you know, having sex ain't just, whenever you have sex, you run that risk of producing children, y'all. Don't be out here just fucking on any old type of bitch. You know, you have a baby by this bitch, and she a demon, you gonna have to deal. All right, so that's about it, y'all. They coming for the youngins. They got them doing demonic shit. It's a bad world. It's a bad world. All right, let me give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Barkach. Admonish the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations. It's all the like Akim wa Akwa, learning and teaching truth and sincerity. Shalom.